I'm Shaun Glanville. I'm Chair of Trustees at Camden People's Theatre. I'm also on the board of the London Bach Society and New Work Network. I think I had a reasonable idea of what I was letting myself in for being chair. So I'd done the research and I'd looked at kind of model job descriptions for chairs, and I'd worked with trustee boards in my day job, so I sort of knew how they functioned and you know what the chair's role was, at least in meetings. So I wasn't kind of unprepared for it. It wasn't a shock. I mean, I think the big kind of thing that I had to think about, and I think that any chair should think about, is that really that's where the buck stops. You're the point of no return, if you like. It's being prepared to take that responsibility for facilitating meetings properly, for working with the chief exec in a constructive way, being absolutely the person who makes sure that your organisation is compliant, that it's solvent, that everybody's happy, all of that stuff. Because if it does go wrong, you're going to be the first port of call for the regulators or anybody else. I suppose the challenge that I hadn't given enough thought to when I first took on being chair was the role that the chair plays in line managing the chief exec. Because that's a whole separate challenge, and particularly if you're dealing with a succession of chief execs, as I have, people are very different and they need managing in different ways, and that relationship is always going to be different, and it has to be. And you have to be very adaptable and sensitive and nuanced in your approach to that, I think. Particularly, I think, in small organisations where it's very likely that the person in that post is on quite a steep learning curve. They're unlikely to have run an organisation previously. So that there's loads of stuff that they're grappling with, to say nothing of the day-to-day stuff that anybody would be grappling with running an organisation. And one of the tricky things is gauging how much support they need, how much supervision they need, what's the right mix. And that's, yeah, I think that's something that was a bit of a surprise. And it can be, although it's not at the moment because we have a marvellous chief exec, it can be quite time consuming, and it can take up a lot of headspace.